like the video.
What up, derps?
Who?
Today is part 2 of our 4-part album review of GNX. We're going to listen to, break down, and rate Man at the Garden, Hey Now, and Reincarnated. Buckle up. It's gonna be a lot, but I'm excited we get to all experience this together. I am not going to be breaking down every single line. I'm not going to get every single reference, but I am here to start a conversation, lead the dialogue. So feel free to comment throughout the show if there's something I missed, something that you enjoy. I will read it, but in the meantime, let's get into the Derapy. Man at the Garden was produced by Soundwave, Jack Antonoff, Imtech, Craig Balmores, and Tyler Reese. This song, when I first heard it, I thought it was going to be like really sad. Not like you sad, but I thought it'd have like a darker message based on the low tone of it and like the rain going in the background. But let's give it a listen together because I was wrong.
Twice emotional stability, a sound body and tranquility. I deserve it all. Like minds and less enemies. Stock investments, more entities. I deserve it all. VVS's white diamonds, GNX with the seat back reclining. Bitch, I deserve it all. Put my homes on a beachfront. Flying private, what you eat for lunch. I deserve it all.
First thoughts hearing this, I was like, I need to be reciting this as I stare in the mirror each morning. Like, I need to be bumping this while I'm doing push-ups every time I wake up and just not stop doing push-ups until I collapse from exhaustion or the song ends. It really has that mantra feel to it. Say this before you go to war.
I deserve it all. The respect and the accolades. Lamping on the island watching Castaway. I deserve it all. For every good nigga that passed away, sent 2.5 million on the average day. I deserve it all. Keep my name by the world leaders. Keep my crowds loud inside a beast. I deserve it all. More money, more power, more freedom. Everything heaven allowed us. Bitch, I deserve it all. I deserve it all. I deserve it all. I deserve it all.
This isn't very humble of you, Mr. Kendrick.
Oh, brother!
But I love it. Kendrick generally comes off as like a grateful, low-key, spiritual, lyrical dude. I'm happy to be here. I love my family. I'm satisfied with my success. Nah, man. VVS, White Diamonds, GNX with a seat back reclining. I deserve it all. I like how Kendrick introduces being braggadocious in a very distinct way, very low-key, not loud, but with background harmonies and rainfall. Some would say, I have so much money, I could buy your whole neighborhood. I could steal the women in your family. I have a house on my wrist. I like that one. Kendrick is like more money, more power, more freedom. Everything heaven allowed us.
Bitch!
It's refreshing. I like it.
Cause my intentions was pure. Even when you wasn't sure, even with every allure. How much temptation you endured. You probably look for every cure. I said I deserve it all. I'm waking up at 6 a.m. 6 miles a day, conditioning my win. I said I deserve it all. I'm showing up as your friend, telling truths better than your next of kin. I said I deserve it all.
It's entirely possible the first 2 lines of this verse could be attributed to some rap beef. Kendrick claims his intentions were pure even when we weren't sure. Which is nice to hear him talk about. With songs like Meet the Grams where he tells Dennis Graham that he raised a horrible fucking person, it's fair that some people might be like, bro, what exactly is this about? When he's telling LeBron James and Steph Curry to keep their kids away from the Canadian, like some people might be like, bro, is it really that deep?
Correct!
Also, bro, why is Kendrick up at 6 a.m. running 6 miles? Bro's training for a fucking triathlon or something. What is truly good? But this just shows that he's a disciplined man. He also talks about how he thinks he's a pretty good friend. He's showing up for you as a friend. I believe that. With the amount of people that he put on with the Pop-Out show and this album, I tend to lean towards Kendrick being the type of guy that'll put you on, you know?
I said I deserve it all. I never asked for too much credit, seeking validation just for the aesthetics. Bitch, I deserve it all. I see you as a human first, even when you didn't understand your worth. Bitch, I deserve it all. It's innate to mind my business, writing words, trying to elevate these children. That's why I deserve it all. Pray for those who prayed against me. Every reason why my ancestors sent me. Bitch, I deserve it all.
At this point while listening, it occurred to me that the message is solid. I enjoy the sound of the song, but there's a little something missing to me. It's a little bit stagnant. I don't need like crazy entendres or flow switches all the time, but I was looking forward to some progression with the instrumental or some type of change in delivery from Kendrick at this point. He says that he's not looking for credit or validation. He generally minds his business and prays for those who pray against him. Sure, bud, sure. Our next chorus is a repeat of the last time we heard it, and here is our final verse.
Put a smile on my mama. Good health and good karma, yeah, she deserves it all. 100 murals out in Compton. Remember me, I kept my promise, yeah, we deserve it all. A better life for my daughter, made my son take it further than his father, yeah, he deserves it all. A close relationship with God, whisper to me every time I close my eyes. He said, you deserve it all.
Kendrick turns his attention towards people closer to him. He's putting a smile on his mom's face. He believes that good health and good karma correlate. I like the 100 murals out in Compton line because it lends to the idea that he'll always have more supporters than haters. Can't say that about everyone these days.
Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list.
Kendrick speaks on his son and daughter, and he hopes his son continues his legacy while both maintain a close relationship with God. Really beautiful stuff here.
Keep these bitch niggas away from me. Keep all my blessings faithfully. Keep my essence contagious. That's okay with me. I burn this bitch down. Don't you play with me and stay with me. I'm crashing out right now. No one's safe with me. I did it with integrity and niggas still try hate on me. Just wait and see. More blood be spilling. It just paint to me. Dangerously. Nothing changed with me. Still got pain in me. Flip a coin. Want the shameless me or the famous me? How annoying does it angers me to know the lames can speak on the origins of the game I breathe? That's the same to me. It's important. I deserve it all because it's mine. Tell me why you think you deserve the greatest of all time, motherfucker.
Now listen.
It's a podcast?
The way this song ends is magnificent. Kendrick is talking about who he does it for and why he does it. He talks about his mom and his kids. He talks the work he's putting in, his character, his faith, what motivates. He alludes to the beef, but more importantly, his greater purpose. He expresses frustration with the fact that lames can speak on his name. He ends the song by asking those who challenge him, what makes you the GOAT? Why are you better than me? And it's a very fair, serious, rhetorical question he's asking. It's a very good song in my opinion. I love the big crescendo towards the back end of it, but personally for me, it comes a little bit late. Most of the song is very mellow and low key. To end it with this huge proclamation was almost jarring to me the first time. It made me feel like I was missing some of the song. So call me crazy if you want, but it's just my opinion. This song is a light 8.
8.
To me.
8.
It has purpose, it has good energy, but the energy comes a little bit too late for me. I gotta keep it real. Very good song, but the bar is set very, very high. And speaking of the bar being high.
Damn, baby. I like it. Damn.
There are a lot of moments on the album that stick with me, but one that I did not expect was,
Damn, baby.
every time I hear this song and I'm with my wife, I just give her the craziest look while he's saying it. I just can't help it.
Damn, baby.
But you can already tell by the way that the beat is almost creeping up on you that it's gonna bump. So let's just get to it.
Damn. Hey now, say now, mother by my yin. Big face Buddha, get my peace from within. Send the kites to all my dirties in a pin. Let the honorary walk for the win, for the win. You crash out, then you better break the backboard. I got friends hoping that they make the tabloids. You know the last one figure, he was Magneto. You play God, you gon' get what you ask for.
Getting what you ask for is a phrase I've been using a lot lately.
They're eating the dogs.
I never skip this song from the damn baby to the hey now, say now, all about my yin. Big face, Buddha, get my peace from within.
Boy, if you don't
You crash out, then you better break the backboard is a slept on line also. Like if you're going to pull up, if you're going to pop out, you need to end the game with a real power move, a real flex. The way Shaq would destroy a backboard with a powerful dunk, just completely ending the contest. I just feel like that's a great metaphor. Also, the Magneto line is slept on. Drake's producer, Boy Wonder, actually posted a picture of Magneto to his Instagram story right before Drake posted Family Matters. Also, Magneto is known as an antagonist who is basically invincible. Kendrick is like, no, you are not invincible. And we all witnessed it.
We got the same 24, what you mad for? I put a square on his back like I'm Jack Dorsey. It's high beams if I make a public appearance. Go back to hiding cause I'm not too friendly with niggas. 1,000, 1,004. The black Noah, I just strangled me a goat. I walked in with a therapeutic flow. Put a few hundred up, let him go, let him go. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
We got the same 24, what you mad for is a great line. Like, we all have the same amount of time each day. You can't be mad that you took an L. Kendrick once again mentions Drake and or J. Cole by saying he strangled a goat, which is a crazy thing to say in the same line you call yourself the Black Noah.
You see, Noah from the Bible, he wrangled goats, but Kendrick, he strangles them.
That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
We get a pretty chill hook from Kenny with the, hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. He repeats the yin and peace from within bit. Then we get a second verse with significantly more energy.
Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now, I done slid on a back street, heavy on the Parmesan, everyday tax season. What the fuck you wearing, bro? It's tacky. Niggas laying on their deathbed trying to match me. Oh my god, I'm about to do the fool. They be screaming out P, but they resume is boof. Switch both lanes, the engine sound like the zoo. Need a fee just to breathe, bitch. I can't talk to you. Mr. Ben Frank murderer, Mr. I ain't heard of ya. Golf strings back to back, flying through the turbulence. Who is he? Free lunch, craft services. Throw your ass out this rental if I smell nervousness. Hey now, say now, let me pop my shit. Water down my wrist, I'm around my bitch. It's a green light, don't get out of bounds, I'm a blitz. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's all blue strips, nigga. Wow.
One thing I love about artists like Tyler the Creator, for example, no two verses sound the same generally. Unlike Man at the Garden, the energy in this song intensifies as the beat goes to another level.
Oh my god, I'm about to do the fool. They be screaming out P, but the resume is boo.
This is once again Kendrick taking up for Pharrell. I can't believe I missed that Piece by Piece movie in theaters, by the way. Y'all let me know if that's out on streaming or whatever. I'm acting like I can't just Google it. But let me know if you saw Piece by Piece, by the way. Is this movie with Pharrell where he talks about like his coming up in music and the artists that inspired him and artists that he helped? Whatever. I'm sure it's a great movie. I just missed it. The engine sounding like a zoo is pretty funny to me. Kendrick also once referred to the ops as a free throw. He's now referring to them as free lunch.
Yes.
It's a green light because he's on go mode.
Yes.
He says don't get out of bounds, like don't get out of pocket.
Yeah,
You're talking about me.
Yes.
He says he'll blitz, continuing with the football metaphor, to show his aggression towards his opposition. Wow! The flow is great. The energy is great. The delivery is great. The lyrics match the tone of the track. It's a great song. We're glazing. It's glazing hour.
Nah, bro, really doing flips on it, bro.
Next, we get the Hey Now chorus, and then, in my humble opinion, one of the hypest moments on the album.
Hey now, say now.
I'm way too important. I'm way too important. I'm way too important to ever let you slide on me again.
Starting to see spaceships on Rosecrans. I seen the aliens hold hands. They wanna see me do my dance. I let them watch me do my dance.
Top 5 bridge from Kendrick, in my opinion. Another line I can't help but holler when I hear it. I'm way too important to ever let you slide on me again. No round twos. The game is over. Then we get Kendrick's interpolation of Fabo's line from Scotty, starting to see spaceships on Bankhead. Kendrick says he's seeing spaceships on Rosecrans. Pretty cool how instead of, just running to Atlanta to get artists on his song, he honors them in his own way with his own fresh take on an iconic line with one of his own. Then we get, in my opinion, one of the better features on this album.
Who the fuck I feel like? I feel like Joker. Harley Quinn up in the cut with a blower.
Ay, shit get spooky 8 day in October. My torpedo even jumped out on smokers.
She mean mugging niggas dirty too important. If they talking about playing ball, me and my team gon' get the scoring.
If they talking about playing ball, they could take it up with Jordan. It's bald heads in the heckler for all endorsements.
Itty bitty mighty mom tryna tag a nigga toe. I'm aggressive on the beat and real life, niggas know. Hey, I tatted up my body at the pen level 4. Hey, I sharpened up a knife and came home to a blow. My bitch can get to tweaking like she playing with her nose. Lil' Brody bout to crash, my young niggas be on go. I'm a different type of trophy, baby girl, rose gold. Me and Doc get the slide and put him in the chokehold.
Now, I did not know who this man was before this album, but the way he just slid on this song felt very appropriate to me. Like, it just kind of ties in perfectly with the sound that we're already getting. It's not like it's very jarring reveal. I feel like the energy is good, and sorry, I was reading the lyrics and I just remembered how Kendrick says, "Hey, shit gets spooky every day in October." Dude, the way he delivers some of these lines are just so fun to me.
Bitches acting like some niggas acting like some hoes. Hey, I jumped out that pen, then I jumped up in the ghost. I'm the hottest topic, nigga, you see my face, then he froze. All that shit he was talking, found dirty, not that bold. Okay, this shit like 40, that's a double, okay, let's add it up. Baby ass fat, can you do it, can you back it up? Kick flip a nigga, I got tech decks. And it ain't shit for me to call to get your chin checked. Tell him Dodie did that.
I love this song. I never skip it. Beat is fun and bassy and progressive. The feature shines and doesn't overstay its welcome. Kendrick has a solid verse, then an even better verse. The chemistry between him and Dodie, I'm just assuming I said that right, it's great. I love the hook. I love the bridge. It's like one of my favorite moments from the whole album. It would be insulting to not say it. Like, I have literally no complaints about the song. I have to do it. It's what I feel to be true. It's a 10.
10.
It's a 10, in my opinion. It's a perfect song.
10.
What do you want from me besides my true feelings?
10. 10. 10. 10. 10.
Now, the last song we have here today, many people believe is also a perfect song, but we'll see. I'll be the judge. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's kind of a heavy one, so here's a quick word from my editor.
Editor Derek here. You know what I'm gonna say.
Like the video.
Also, can you stretch, please? You've been in the same position for 16 minutes and 34 seconds. What are you doing? Also, lastly, text somebody you care about and say, you know what? I've decided I'm way too important to let them slide on me again. I just can't let it happen. Okay, back to the show. Here's Reincarnated.
Que reflejan tu mirada, la noche tú y yo.
The translation of the intro from Spanish to English is as follows. That reflects your gaze, the night, you and I. This appears to be a continuation of the Spanish intro heard at the beginning of Whacked Out Murals. In English, I feel your presence here, last night, and we start to cry.
I got this fire burning in me from within. Concentrated thoughts on who I used to be, I'm shedding skin. Every day a new version of me, a third of me demented, cemented in pain, juggling the pros and cons of fame. I don't know how to make friends, I'm a lonely soul. I recollect this isolation, I was 4 years old. Truth be told, I've been battling myself, trying to navigate the rhythm's fake, cynical about the judgment day. I did past life progression last year and it fucked me up. Reincarnated on this earth for 100 plus. Body after body, lesson after lesson. Let's take it back to Michigan in 1947.
Oh shit, he's talking about someone else.
I couldn't be the only one that was listening to this for the first time. I'm just sitting here like bobbing my head to this Tupac sample. I'm listening to him do what's like arguably a impeccable Tupac impression. And then all of a sudden I hear, let's take it back to Michigan 1947. And I'm like, hey, yo, wait, hold the phone. The consensus seems to be that it's a high possibility he's taking on the character of John Lee Hooker, who is a legendary blues guitarist and spent a formative time in his career in Detroit during the 40s. He also ran away from his home as a teenager. So we have to look at this verse through that lens of this character, which I think is appropriate because the song called, you know. Oh, also, I just really like the way he delivers the line, I don't know how to make friends, I'm a lonely soul. That shit makes me laugh. I don't think it's supposed to be funny. It makes me laugh every time. I'm sorry.
In 1947, my father kicked me out the house cause I wouldn't listen to him. I didn't care about his influence, only loved what I was doing. Gifted as a musician, I play guitar on the grand level. The most talented where I'm from, but I had to rebel. And so I'm off in the sunset, searching for my place in the world. With my guitar up on my hip, that's the story unfurled. I found myself with a pocket full of money and a whole lot of respect. While the record business loved me, I was head of rhythm and blues. The women that fell to their feet, so many to choose. But I manipulated power as I lied to the masses. Died with my money, gluttony was too attractive. Reincarnated.
I love this song. The way Kendrick respectfully shares the story of another artist and then slowly transitions into describing how he relates to said artist is really remarkable to listen to. He also low-key alludes to, the evils of Lucy, misusing the influence. You know about that.
I know.
And he ends the tale by saying he died with his money because the gluttony was too attractive and basically growls reincarnated. Then we get this lovely passage of just instruments before we get to our next verse, which many believe to be a reference to Billie Holiday.
Another life, it placed me as a black woman in the chitlin' circuit. Seductive vocalist as the promoter hit the curtains. My voice was angelic, straight from heaven, the crowd sobbed. A musical genius, what the articles emphasized. Had everything I wanted, but I couldn't escape addiction. Heroin needles had me in fetal position, restricted. Turned on my family, I went wherever cameras be. Cocaine, no private planes for my insanity. Self-indulge, discipline never been my sentiments, I needed drugs. To me, an 8-ball was like penicillin, fuck love. My happiness was in that brown sugar. Sex and melodies gave me hope when nobody's looking. My first assistant was a small town scholar. Never did a quaalude till I got myself around her. My daddy looked the other way, he saw sin in me. I died with syringes pinched in me. Reincarnated.
The instruments added on the back end of this verse really add to the emotion of the delivery. After the first verse, where Kendrick describes a life where influence was misused and this character still dies with money in his account, he goes on to describe a situation where a woman succumbs to addiction. They're blessed with incredible talent, but they can't help but be susceptible to addiction because of the trauma they endured. Billie Holiday, for example, had a pretty awful childhood. She was a victim of various kinds of abuse. Despite this, they became a legendary artist, but still fell victim to drug use in the end. It's also worth mentioning that in the first and second verse, the father is mentioned. First verse, father kicked me out. Second verse, daddy looked the other way, saw sin in me. Kendrick likely identifies with these people because he also had his own daddy issues, so to speak, that he talked about on Father Time on Mission Around the Big Steppers. Finally, we reach our last verse where Kendrick puts himself in the spotlight and also talks about a father figure.
My present life is Kendrick Lamar, a rapper looking at the lyrics to keep you in awe. The only factor I respected was raising the bar. My instincts sent material straight to the charts. My father kicked me out the house, I finally forgive him. I'm old enough to understand the way I was living. Ego and pride had me looking at him with resentment. I close my eyes hoping that I don't come off contentious.
So you all might be able to explain this. When he talks about being kicked out of the house, he could be talking about church, but I don't know if he's talking like literally. But I do know that throughout this verse, he's referring to father as, you know, the big guy upstairs. I don't think he's like literally talking to Father Duckworth throughout the verse.
Contentious. I'm yelling, Father, did I finally get it right? Everything I did was selfless. I spoke freely when the people needed me. I helped them. I didn't gloat, even told them no when the vultures came. Took control of my fleshly body when the money changed. Son, you do well, but your heart is closed. I can tell residue that linger from your past creates itself. Father, I'm not perfect. I got urges, but I hold them down. But your pride has to die. Okay, Father, show me how. Tell me every deed that you done and what you do it for. I kept 100 institutions paid. Okay, tell me more. I put 100 hoods on one stage. Okay, tell me more. I'm trying to push peace in LA. But you love war. No, I don't. Oh, yes, you do. Okay, then tell me the truth. Every individual is only a version of you. How can they forgive when there's no forgiveness in your heart? I can tell you where I'm going. I can tell you who you are.
Okay, this is a lot. First of all, who is calling this a mixtape? Why isn't this good enough? Is the concept and execution not impressive enough to you? That's besides the point. Kendrick has scripted this conversation with our Father in Heaven, who's questioning Kendrick's motives. Kendrick claims he's been selfless and he didn't gloat, even though he was clearly winning in a landslide. God says, you're doing all right, but your heart is clearly closed. Kendrick says he has urges, but he holds them down. God says, tell me what you do and who you do it for. Kendrick says that, you know, I do charity. I had a little pop-out show, you know. I had the ganging, you know, coming together, holding hands. God says, it's kind of ironic that you're trying to unite gangs, but you hate Drake. You hate everything about him and anyone like him. Now, whether this is about P. Drizzy or not, this exchange is fascinating. It kind of reminds me of the disputes that I have with my editor in my own show.
Bro, stop trying to give me work.
You have this version of yourself, this other voice, this conflicting thought, where you claim you have the best intentions, but you're reminded that you may have lost your way. Kendrick believes he's done well with his philanthropic efforts, putting people on, donating, have this feature on my album, pop out at the show, perform. God's like, nah, bro, you having way too much fun dancing on the op's grave. You're a hypocrite. It's fascinating, and it's really well executed.
I can tell you where I'm going. I can tell you who you are. You fell out of heaven because you was anxious. Didn't like authority, only searched to be heinous. Isaiah 14 was the only thing that was prevalent.
That's crazy. So Isaiah 14 is actually the passage that's being referenced. It actually talks about the downfall of somebody who was once highly exalted and describes how pride led them to elevate themselves to the same level as God, which is crazy because Kendrick is literally playing God on the song, and then God on the song is saying that you're trying to play God. What? The God that Kendrick is playing on this song also says, how can they forgive when there's no forgiveness in your heart? Every individual is only a version of you. So whoever your enemy is, whoever you've been battling, whoever you've been beefing with, they're just another version of you. They're all God's children. Who are you to preach love and peace and forgiveness when you have legitimate hate in your heart?
I'm the biggest hypocrite in
2024.
My greatest music director was you. It was colors, it was pinks, it was reds, it was blues, it was harmony and motion. I sent you down to earth cause you was broken. Rehabilitation, not psychosis. But now we here now. Centuries you manipulated man with music. Embodied you as superstars to see how you moving. You came a long way from garnishing evilish views. And all I ever wanted from you was love and approval. I learned a lot, no more putting these people in fear. The more that word is diminished, the more it's not real. The more light that I can capture, the more I can feel. I'm using words for inspiration as an ideal. So can you promise that you won't take your gifts for granted? I promise that I use my gifts to bring understanding. For heavy man, woman, and child, how much can you vow? I found my life just to live one in harmony now. You crushed a lot of people, keeping their thoughts in captivity. And I'm ashamed that I ever created that enemy. And let's rejoice where we at. I rewrote the devil's story just to take our power back. CARNATED.
10.
Okay. So in these stories, God has granted these abilities, right? Musical talents to superstars in music. Isaiah 14 refers to the morning star, the fallen angel, Lucifer, okay? Stay with me now. Lucifer was this beautiful angel, probably one of God's favorites, but he was full of pride. He was a bit of a prick, right? He wanted to be like God for real, kind of like how Kendrick is trying to be like God for real. He's literally voicing God in the song. So God was like, hey, yo, you got to chill in the basement, little bro. Like, you doing way too much. But God still had love for him, right? So he's giving him multiple chances in Kendrick's story. So Lucifer is embodying these musicians on earth, right? These superstars. And homie from the first verse, and Billie Holiday, and now Kendrick. The first two, they blew it, right? But Kendrick, he's trying to do something a little different. But he's not entirely incapable of making the same mistakes. He's talked about it on Damn. He's talked about it on Mr. Morale. You can get too prideful. These people can be full of ego. They're gluttonous. In some cases, they're addicts. They fall victim to temptation and greed. But Kendrick thinks he's different, right? And that's why God is pressing him like he is in this third verse. What are you doing with this talent? What is truly your mission? I see you doing good, but what is all this, pal? Like, you acting up, right? You clowning on people, you dancing on them. So Kendrick claims towards the end of this track that he's rewriting the devil's story to take the power back. He vows to be better than those who came before them. The enemy may also be his inner me. That voice that says, fuck him up. I'm going to do my stuff. Do bad things, right? Dance on them. Bury these bozos. Kendrick is vowing to use his gifts to bring understanding so others can live in harmony. This is way more than I am used to. It's more than I usually ever talk about. It's a 10. The song is crazy. The more you listen to it, the more you get it. If I didn't sit down and read the lyrics and look up some of the meanings, I would have been lost too. But now that I know everything that I need to, and I have somewhat of a theory on it, I'm like,
10.
This shit is art, dog. This is Pulitzer Prize winning stuff right here. But what's your favorite song of these three? Did I hate on Man at the Garden too much? Am I glazing a silly song like Hey Now way too much? Let me know. I appreciate you being here. This episode is not monetized. I am simply doing it because I just rock with y'all like that, and it just seems like a fun idea to do, fun little concept to execute. So if you really enjoy the show, if you like the content, please consider becoming a member for $1. You get exclusive posts, access to the Derapy Discord. Love you. Mean it. Enjoy the outro. New episode tomorrow.